So in this video we are going to talk about ruins, about buying a ruin and what you have to know before actually buying one, and a few examples of what you can find right now on the market. And we are going to look at the ruins between 2,500 euros and just under 10,000 euros. But when buying a ruin, you absolutely have to keep in mind those things. And these are just some common, ordinary, general things that you are going to hear right now. So like a point of start if you are new to buying a ruin in Portugal, these are like a general things that you have to know. But for sure you are always advised to go seek professional advice, like a lawyer, go to Camara Municipal and inquire for yourself. Just hire a professional who knows what is talking about, because most of the videos on the internet like this one, they offer just general information. So you absolutely must talk to a professional if you are serious about investing in a ruin in Portugal, or buying a piece of land, or even buying a house that is not a ruin. So the most common mistake that you are doing when you are buying a ruin in Portugal is to think that if there is a ruin on the land, you can construct anything on that land. So like the ruin gives you automatically the right to build on the land. That in fact is not so, because the ruin, it's not always a house, or it's not a construction that it's registered like a habitable place. It may seem like a house, or maybe even people live there, but if in the papers it's not registered as a house, meaning it doesn't have a habitable license, actually you cannot tear that ruin down and construct on top of that something that you can live in. So when you buy a ruin, first thing you have to check if it has a habitation license. So not a place that they kept food for animals, or they kept animals or something like that. Let's say that the ruin has a habitation license. So you think you can build on the land because you have this habitation license, but you have to be mindful, because in some cases you cannot extend the building because the land has some exemption. For example, if the land is in a fire risk zone, you will not be able to extend the property that you want to construct on top of the ruin margins. Or for example, if that land is in a protective area, and in all cases the land has a certain percentage in which you can construct, so you absolutely have to check all these details with Camara Municipal. When you have in mind a piece of ruin or a piece of land that you want to buy, just go to Camara Municipal and check what you actually can build on the land and on top of the ruin, and what are the requirements in terms of the licenses that you have to obtain before starting the construction. It's very important to engage a lawyer in this process, because everything will be in Portuguese, and even if you know Portuguese or you have a relative who knows Portuguese, you and your relative may not know all the bureaucratic and lawyery terms, and it's important to be present at this meeting, a person who understands the law, the Portuguese law, and is familiarized with all the terms and all the requirements of building on top of a ruin and on a piece of land. So you might think that you are going to spend a lot of money on your lawyer, but in fact, if you are looking long term, you make an investment. So to be sure that you are not one of the many people who bought a piece of property, a piece of land in Portugal, and ended up not being able to construct on that piece of land. And let's say that the realtor or the owner of that ruin presents you with all the necessary documentation. Please don't take their word for it. Just take the documents and go to Camara Municipal and verify their authenticity and the fact that they are up to date, because everything changes, at least with those fires that are going on in the last few years. Camara Municipal changed the rules in a lot of zones, making them risk fire zones. So you absolutely must check the up-to-date legislation that is in place right now when you want to buy. Other things that you have to check when you are buying a ruin, of course, check for amenities, like you have to have electricity or the ability to install electricity on the property, and of course to have water. So according to the law that you are going to see here on the screen, if a piece of property is considered a ruin, that property is exempt for having energy certification. So if you see a piece of property advertised and it says exempt, most probably that property is considered to be a ruin. So this is a piece of information to keep in mind. If you don't see an energy certificate among the papers that you are presented with, just know that ruins are exempt for having one. Also, another piece of advice would be useful to check if in your community where you want to buy, in your district, there are in place some grants that are offered to people who want to buy and restore ruins. In some areas of the country you can find that, and you might find this useful. Also check that at Camara Municipal and just ask if there are some relief funds or some grants that you can access if you want to just restore a piece of Portugal. The government in Portugal is very keen on restoring Portugal to its former glory, and you can benefit from that. And before checking on the properties, what you can buy right now in the market between 2,050 €100 and just under 10,000 euros, I want to address something that a subscriber told me. A subscriber left a comment and tell me that 10,000 euros for a ruin, it's not cheap. And I absolutely agree, because you think that you are spending like 10,000 euros or below on a ruin, and some of the people do that before considering and making all the calculation of the budget, the money that you have to invest in that ruin to make it a habitable place. So if you don't do your due diligence, sometimes you might find out that 10,000 euros or even 2,500 euros, it's a very large price to pay for something that you cannot build on top of. So this is why I cannot stress enough how important it is to invest in this first stage of do your due diligence. Go and talk to everybody, talk to the neighbors, talk to the Camara Municipal, talk to everyone you can find before buying a ruin in Portugal. And now let's go see the properties. So we are going to start with an incredible price of 2,500 euros. First, let me say that the sites that I used in this search was Idealista, which is my all-time favorite, and also I used OLX. Why? Because OLX is the go-to site when you are looking for bargains. If you want more details about that, go watch my videos about the sites that you can find properties in Portugal, the real estate sites, and which is good for which, where you should start searching and where you should take your search deeper. So I used these two sites, but on OLX there are also ads taken from ImmoVirtual. ImmoVirtual is also a site that I talk about in the video that I just mentioned you right now. So absolutely you must watch that video if you are searching for a property online. As I said, we are starting with an incredible price, 2,500, and on ImmoVirtual there are ads only in Portuguese. I will try to translate. I didn't do such a good job in the past. This is a casa que serve. This word I don't know what it is, and has two divisions, rooms. So I went to Google Translate and I translated this, and it actually means house that serves as a haystack with 2 rooms and 1 area. That serves as a haystack, this is a problem because, as I told you previously, you need to ensure that this house has a habitation license in order to just live in it. Let's look at the pictures, there are not many. And then we are talking some more about the description of the house. So it seems that these are some buildings that are used for haze for animals and to stack the food for the animals, as I understand. I'm not much of a country girl, you know that by now, but this is what I understand. So they are selling one of these buildings with 2 3,500 euros. One of the buildings has 30 square meters. You can buy more than just one. You can buy like 2 at a time or 4 at a time. That there is sanitized water in the area. It's talking about the area where this is located. So it's important when you are buying ruins properties to really understand if these are okay to live in. Because, okay, you are thinking that you are going to tear this down, but you don't know if you can actually construct something. Even if you use only the footprint, you don't know if you are going to be able to construct something to live in. The area would be, of course, central Portugal, somewhere over here, close to Castelo Branco, close to Parque Natural de Serra da Marmede. So the area is beautiful, but this was like an example of how cheap you think you can find a piece of property, but you have to investigate what the property is. The next property I want to show you is 3,900 euros, and here it says that it's a village house. We don't have many details. It's a single story building. It's for refurbishment. This means that you have to tear them down and construct something on top of it. What drew my attention to this property is that this is a physical person that is advertising this property, so you might negotiate the price, and the fact that the year is before 1950, please don't take my word for it. Consult a professional. This is for information purposes only, just to know about the information, and then you have to go and check it with a professional. So if the ruin is older than 1950 something, you can construct on the footprint without any permit. But please go check this out. Like I said, at this price don't expect much. It's a miracle that the building is standing. So this is this cute little house, like a hobbit house really, but it's very, very quirky. At this price, I don't know, just buy it and keep it as a dollhouse. I like when they put this so you can see that the house or the land is surrounded by houses. This is in the village. If you want to live in a village, by the way, what village is this? Trinta, Parque Natural de Serra da Estrela. Also a very beautiful area, but you don't have the land, so this is a house for someone who wants to live in a village. And with those kind of villages, you will also have to keep in mind that you cannot just put a very modern house here. I think there are some rules you have to respect for the architectural zone. I can believe that I'm looking at this price for a house and a piece of land, no matter how small it is, because some people pay more than 3,900 euros for a vacation of 7 days. So yeah, these prices are insane. Other property, this is from OLX, 4,000 euros. It's negociable. Negociable. This means you can negotiate the price. Also here you will find the information only in Portuguese. It says that it's an old house, it's a ruin. It has 5 divisões. This I think it means 5 rooms, I'm not sure. It has a total square area of 180 square meters. And what I like is that they put these datas here, where they are, what is the registration number. You can take these data and go to Câmara Municipal and verify the data about the land, about the house, what you can do here. This is a must, it's not a recommendation. Like I said before, you absolutely must go at Câmara Municipal and inquire about the specific house you want to buy, and they are going to be very nice with you and explain everything. And yeah, it's very nice that they put here all the information you need, so maybe you don't have to talk to this owner, you just have to take the dates and go to Camara Municipal and just find out if you want to buy, and then just call Carlos. I don't know. This seems like a physical person who put here all the datas. But it's really nice. It's a really nice piece of land, and for someone who wants to live in the country at this price, it's interesting to see what you can buy in this price range. The whole video is about, oh my god, what you can buy in this price range. Because there are a lot of people who are commenting on my videos with much higher budget. I done one recently about Porto with 500,000 euros as a budget, and they told that, and they commenting that you can find in the center of Portugal very cheap quintas, very cheap properties. And yes, you can find very cheap properties, but most of them are ruins and you have to invest a lot of money. Or no, there are other people who just need kind of like a roof over their head, and that's it. Depending on what person you are, you can decide. Let's see another amazing price, 5,700 euros, 90 square meters, a T3. This means like 3 rooms, 3 bedrooms. The interior is in ruins. It says that it's about 14 kilometers from Argalin. I don't know where Argalin is, but let's see where this is. So somewhere over here, near Arganil. We don't see Arganil on this map. The owner didn't want to put the exact location, but it's something over here, the same area in the center of Portugal, kind of between Coimbra and Parque Natural de Serra da Estrela. This would seem to be the go-to area when you want to buy something extremely cheap. So it says that it has 19 square meters, it has 1 bathroom, a plot of land, which is good if you want to grow your own vegetables. It's built before 1950, and if you watch the beginning of my video, you know why this property is exempt. And if you didn't watch it, please go watch it, because there are interesting information there. Let's see the pictures. This is the ruin, a stone, very Portuguese house made of stone. Not much to talk about, because there are so few pictures and they don't show the interior because I guess it's dirty and you wouldn't see much. But this is kind of the place, the house. Next one. This one looks better. 5,000 euros. It's also para recuperar. This means it's a ruin, or at least you have to make some serious maintenance. It's 72 square meters. It's sold by a particular, particular. It's sold by a physical person. It says here that the house wasn't habitated. Nobody stayed in the house for a lot of years. It doesn't have land. Let's see if you have a map here. We don't have a map on OLX. Did I mention that I hate this site? I did mention in the other video about sites. Let's see the picture. So this would appear to be the house. It's white. This means it's fairly clean outside. This is the interior. It seems like the house is made of brick and mortar, so it's not that Portuguese. It's not from stone. It has some windows. It appears to have electricity, so this is not actually a ruin. Not comparing to the other ones. Well, I don't know. Some people might think that they can renovate this and just leave it like it is. It really depends on you. We don't know where this is, but I guess somewhere in the middle of Portugal. If you are from Portugal, it says that it's 29 kilometers from Torre de Moncorvo. The next one, 4,000 euros. It's from Pedra Granitica. I think it's granite. I don't know. but it's from stone for sure. It has 2 bedrooms, 78 square meters. It has access to 2 streets, like in front of the house and in the back of the house, which is important, I think. It says it has agua, luz, esgotos. Esgotos, I don't know what it means. Agua, luz means water and electricity. It's 25 kilometers from the highway. It's close to some fluvial beach. Fluvial beach is a new concept for me too. I didn't heard about this before coming to Portugal. Basically, it's a water with sand. It's a water like a river with sand, from what I understand. So it's not at the ocean, this beach, but this beach is situated on the course of a river. So you have things in the area. This is what they want to say, that if you want to make this house into, I don't know, a rural hotel or something, or for yourself, you have things to do here. It's not really in the middle of nowhere as it looks. Also, we don't have here a map, but let's see the pictures. So this would appear to be the house. This one. Also this one. Here says that the stairs, they are not part of the house, which is strange. It's like here this house ends and here other house begins. You have a neighbor very close by. So the house that sells is this one here, not with these stairs. So this is from the back of the house, I understand. This house here, this is what you are buying. Well, these are like mock-ups of what can be. Possible, trasera, this is what could possibly be here if you are looking to work with an architect and construct a new house. This is what you can construct here. What do you think? You would buy something like that? Don't let me dissuade you. I am someone who lived only in town. I recently moved in Algarve, and my moving to Algarve transition, it's hard because I'm not accustomed to live in nature. I thought it's going to be easy, but it's not for me. So if you are that type of person who is used to nature, this Portugal would be great for you. Portugal is all about the nature. A little more pricey, at 7,000 euros. Moradia, now we also know how to pronounce this word from my other video about the terms you should know before starting searching houses on the internet, because if you don't know these terms like moradia and other terms, you would not understand much from this ad. So I make a video helping you to learn a few terms. It's a T2 with 78 square meters. It has 1 bathroom and it has a lot of land. So I chose this house because I like the land, how it looks. It's green. I mean, you don't see green in Portugal, in central Portugal much. The house, it's fairly new, in 2003. Area is easily accessible. Let's see the photos. So kind of this is the house. And you see how nice this picture is. I don't know why here it looks so much worse. I guess you have a road here. This is strange. So the house is made of modern bricks, not from stone. It has windows. So these are the steps that you have to climb to go to the street. Oh, and this is the interior, I guess. And the roads. Oh, we found a map.
because this ad is from Imo Virtual. Yes, I thought it's from OLX, but it's not. So this is the area Alvarez, and actually here the closest town, Castelo Branco, but this time we have Castelo Branco in our right, so we are kind of close to Coimbra. From Luisa, not from me, you're not close to me, you are close to this town, Luisa, which I heard it's a real nice town. And you are close to the sea, you see here, nice area. Moving on to kind of like 8,000 euros, a house in a village in Campo de Besteiros. Let's see the map, because we have one. You have a school here. So this is the Campo de Besteiros village here. So of course central Portugal, kind of on the same line with Aveiro. So maybe you are here. Yes, kind of close to Aveiro, so maybe you can go there for a nice lunch. It's 100 square meters, T3 means 3 bedrooms. Oh, and here you see we have a little more information on Idealista, and this is what I like. Idealista, you have it in English, without condition for habitability, being apart in granite. But on the bright side, you have electricity, waters together for connection, so they are not connected. You have to connect them, but they are there, which is important. It's a quiet area, very good location, 5 minutes from the village of Campo de Besteiro, so you are not in the village, but the village has shops, which it's important. The plot of land, it's okay, but this, without condition of habitability, I don't know if they mean that you cannot actually live right now in it and you have to remodel, restore it, or you don't have the right to live in it. But being in the center of the village, I think you can live in it if you restore it. So this would be the house. It's clearly for habitation. So yes, you don't have the actual condition to live in it. But for this price, 8,000 euros, it really looks like something that stands on his feet. Of course, I know that the most of you that look at these properties, you want to tear all of that down and build another thing on top of it because it's cheaper. But there are also people who want to stay, just to remodel a little bit. I know that remodel is not really quite the word we are looking for here, to restore it a little bit and just live in it. Casa de Campo. I chose this house because it's a Casa de Campo. It means that it has a lot of land, and a lot of you are searching for land to grow your own vegetables. 7,000 euros, 36 square meters the house, very, very small. And we don't know how is the land, how big is the land, but I liked this green and this is why I chose the house. Let's see on the map here where it is, in Graça Leira. Here. So kind of in the same areas are all these cheap ruins. I don't really find anything to say about the house because it's totally a ruin. If you compare it to the other one that we just looked at, you actually cannot live in this. It doesn't have windows, it doesn't have anything, it doesn't specify that it would have water or electricity or anything like this. So yeah, it has a lot of pictures because it's on Imo Virtual, of course, it's not on OLX. But yeah, this is, you cannot live in these conditions. I mean, but I like how they put here o inicio de un sueño, which means the beginning of a dream. which, yeah, it's true. Looking at these properties can be the push that you need to begin your dream. And it's not important if it's Portugal or another country, because it's your dream. 8,500 euros, house for sale in Moreira de Rei. The first time I read this ad, I thought that it said Monterrey. Monterrey, it's a very bougie, high-end resort in Algarve, but this caught my attention of this ad, and then I look at the pictures and I actually liked it. So it's in Moreira de Rei, actually a judicial sale. I am planning to talk about judicial sale on a very different video, but this means that this house is for auction, and there are so many hoops you have to jump through if you take the road of judicial sale and auction. But it is true that you can really find bargains. I mean, prices are like down up to 60% of the initial market price. Let's see the map. So it's in this village. It has a castle, Ruinas de Castelo de Moreira de Rei. Ooh, so it's an interesting touristy area. You get to see some ruins. Here, we are here. Somewhere over here. Kind of close to the border with Spain. But I like this green and that it has land. The house is standing. I see that a part of the house it's like stone and the other part is more new. It said something there about 1973, and I guess it's referring to this newer part of the house. It's a shame, this is the garden, it's a shame that we don't have photos from the inside. Very rural area, just right up of your alley if you want to be in the middle of the rural area with no neighbors in sight and a lot of land. 8,500 euros. This house looks like a house from a story, from a fairy tale. It's so white and it has these flowers over here, and it doesn't really seem from this one picture to be a ruin. This house is in Leira, Mayorga, Leira. Here. Kind of very close to Nazare. Close to the beach. Very nice location. It has a total area of the land of 62 square meters. It doesn't have much land. I don't think it has land at all. It says here area de terreno, but I think it means the terrain, the land on which the house is built. You see, it's not very clear if you have any more land other than the one that the house stands on. Also en venda judicial. This is something that I did not see. And yes, the house looks very good for the price. So of course it would be a judicial, an auction sale. Let's see the pictures. Really nice roof too. I mean, doesn't really seem to be a ruin. So it doesn't have pictures from the inside of the house, which is very pity, because this house seems very habitable. So every now and then you kind of find these gems or things that seem like a gem. And you kind of feel that you absolutely need to go there and see this house. Because look, compared with this house, 9,300 euros, this looks habitable, this looks like a ruin. You see what I mean? So yeah, Also a judicial sale, private negotiation. It's a house from stone, you have to totally rebuild it. It has 70 square meters. It says that it's a T0, a shop and a storage, which concerns me because I don't know if you can live in it. I mean, if it has a habitation license. Says here, house for reconstruction composed of store and storage. But can you live in it? It was made initially for people to live in it, or it was made for storage. Oh, and I remember this, the village is really cute. I mean, kind of what you look in a village in Portugal. Narrow streets, houses that are from stone, that very picturesque feeling. Yeah, so this is the street. But we don't get to see pictures from inside. It has only 70 square meters, it doesn't have any land, and you have to jump through some hoops. Just make an offer and talk to these guys. What is the deal with judicial sale? And maybe in the future I will make a video on this. But be attentive when they say that the place is for storage, because if it's not for humans, you cannot tear it down and build a house you can live in. This house seems that is a very nice place to live in. It does not look like a ruin. It's 9,500 euros. It has only 24 square meters and it's a T2. I don't know how they squeezed 2 bedrooms in 24 square meters. It's in Fundão, in Valverde, very nice area. We talked about this area in some previous videos. And let's see the map here in Fundão. So here, So kind of in the right smack in the center, you have Castelo Branco here, you have Terra da Estrela here, you have Coimbra, and you have Spain. It's kind of right in the middle of the center of Portugal. Really nice area here, unifamily house, good sun exposure, which is important, and good access. Plot of land 24 square meters, so you don't have additional land. It was built in 1970. It's not that old. It doesn't look old. It's very quirky how you have to go up the stairs to come into the house, but maybe it's the pictures that it's not. Oh yes, you have some stairs here. I'm not sure which part of the house, because at 24 square meters you don't get much. It really looks nice. I think this is why I chose this, because of the area, but also because the house doesn't look a ruin. It looks like you can actually live in it. So it has really nice wooden floors. I mean, they are old, but you can actually refurbish that. It has windows that are not broken. Very nice windows, new. The walls, I don't see any mold, maybe right here, but it's treatable. It's not dirty inside. Maybe here you see in these rooms that doesn't have light. This is the kitchen. Nice tiles. I know this kind of looks bad here. Oh, and you can go right up in the street from the kitchen. And of course the pictures, the picturesque pictures from the village, which are kind of picturesque. You know, you see this? It's kind of like in the house. It's kind of everything that it's tied together. And those pictures put here are a very nice touch and gives you the feeling of the place and makes you really want to go visit. Even if you are not really convinced by the house, you are thinking, let's just go for a visit, it's a nice village. If you don't like the house, we just took a nice walk. Another moradia with 2 bedrooms at almost 10,000 euros. It's 9,600 euros. This has 124 square meters, a really, really big house. It's constructed in 1976. It's renovado. Wow, maybe you don't have to do anything in it. Let's see. Oh, it cannot see. So yeah, this ad says that it's renovado, means it's already remodeled, but all they put here is a picture with the yard. So you have this nice yard, this nice fence here, you don't really have to do much, maybe paint it a little. And this house, which claims to be remodeled, but we don't get to see in the house. Why? And I know why I chose this to show you, because I really need to translate you this. Con tão poco poder ser tão feliz. Parece inacredible, mas dá muito que pensar en sermos escravados da nossas tecnologias e grandes grupos económicos a optar por ser feliz. Let's see what this means, because this means something very important. With so little you can be so happy. It seems unbelievable, but there is a lot to think about being slaves to the new technologies and large economic groups, or choosing to be happy. With so little you can be so happy. This person who put up this ad needs a shout out. The way he chose to advertise this is very intelligent, or it's very thoughtful. I didn't even tell you where the house is. It's in Algoa, and Algoa is here, very close to Serra da Marmede, and kind of close to Caldas da Rainha. No, not really that close, somewhere over here. Take a moment, think about this message. If you used your time to watch this video, I think this is the main take of anything on my channel. You need so little to be happy, and it's a lesson that I didn't learn yet. So I'm right there with the people who don't understand this yet. But I understand the importance, and I'm working on it. 10,000 euros, just a little bit out of the budget. House for sale in São João de Ver, Santa Maria da Feira. Let's see where this is. It looks like a nice area and village, somewhere over here. It says the São João de Ver, so here. And kind of close to the sea compared to the other properties that we saw. Santa Maria da Feira, here. Really nice location, close to the sea. So this property I put here to show you something like don't do this, like ever. You see, this property is on sale for just a part of the property. So if you choose to buy this property, this part of the property, you are not going to own the whole property. So this price, it's indicative of what this person wants to sell, 33% of the house. So it may seem a very good price because it's close to the sea, it has a lot of land, it has this nice ruin that can be reconstructed. Maybe you think of opening a little business here, but don't ever buy just a part of the property. I don't know who does that, and I don't know why people put this kind of ads, and if someone actually buys this, don't do it. Yes, it's a nice location, close to this road here with these houses here, so it would be a good investment. This is what the ad wants to suggest, that it's going to be a very good investment because it's very good located, but come on. At 10,000 euros, casa para restaurar. It has a lot of land, 36,000 square meters, but I just wanted to show you what you can buy at 10,000 euros in Froia, 6 kilometers da praia fluvial de Froia. So, this is the house, this one here. Nice land. So yeah, who buys this, it's going to buy for the land. I think it's 3,600 square meters. I think they put like a zero. That wasn't supposed to be there. Of course, we don't get to see the interior because I guess it's dirty and they don't want to scare us with the interior. Another house at 10,000 euros. This is in Ribatejana. It has 68 square meters. It seems new because it has fairly new because it has a certificato energético. It has 1 bathroom and 3 rooms. It says that it's like 1 hour from Lisbon and you have access to the highway, 30 minutes from Santarém, so it's a very good location it would seem, but if we cannot see it on the map we don't know. And some works were already made on the house. The main gate was repaired, something from wood was restored, has certificado energético up to date, isolated something that helps with the heat, thermic isolation, let's see. So they made some improvements and this is why I think they are selling this so with 10,000 euros. But yeah, they made some improvements, but it's still a ruin, so I don't think you can actually live in it. But they made the bathroom, so they actually thought, I guess, to live in the house while they are reconstructed them, and they of course started with the main features like having a bath, which can be an idea. Oh, so this is what they said they reconstructed. They refurbished this on the floor. And this.
I sure hope you liked what you saw, and I hope now you have a better idea what you can purchase in Portugal in 2021 in this budget. Please like and subscribe if you like the video. Check out the other videos on this theme because I have a lot of videos about properties in Portugal, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!